But when the young people asked me about the Fort Laramie Treaty, and I just set them down, I talked to them that evening, and I said, 150 years ago, our grandfathers came here. 150 years ago, they rode horses, even the grandmas and everybody. 150 years ago, they all lived in teepees. They said this valley is full of teepees of all nations. 150 years ago. 150 years ago, you could drink from the river and there would be nothing wrong with you. 150 years ago, there was no fence. Nobody owns the land. The land owned us. See? 150 years ago. Today, you look around you, we got dome tents. We drive four-wheel drives, horse trailers, new trailers. Nobody speaks English. Oh, nobody speaks Lakota. They all speaks, nobody speaks the tribal language. Only very few. Majority of them speaks the English language. Today, we have what they call it the iPhone. We communicate. Today, we believe in this phone, what it says. We forgot who we are until the phone tells us who we are. See? 150 years later. Imagine 150 years more from here, what this place will look like and be like. See? There's probably a law against living and touching on the earth. There'll probably be a law for breathing the air without the commissioners or without the people's government's permission. There'll probably be a law for you to go walk around. You will have a mate, an artificial robot that does everything for you.
That won't be 150 years. It'll probably be like 20.
Okay. But it will happen. See? So I give them, and they're really good audience. Really good. They listen. And the next morning, a designated area, like a big circus tent, and everybody's supposed to report over there. So we went over there. And the senators and the generals and the governors are all sitting over here and over there. You know? And I was the third one to speak on that paper. See? But again, the propaganda hit the fan, you know? See? Because I want to ask them, the senators, I got a few questions for the senators, you know, and the governor. See? But they don't want to, and the generals, military. I had the treaty right there. See? But the Indian political propaganda has served, and then they don't want to let me talk to them until they all left. And they said, oh, we forgot. Oh, yes, you forgot, all right. See? So the things I want to ask the senators, the bridge of contract of the 1868 for the Laramie Treaty, the other tribal employees, BI employees, park employees, state employees, government employees don't want me to talk. See? And that's what happened in 1858. And when I looked around and all this treaty council, this treaty people, only very few came. I seen Orange Shell talk, you know, Looking Horse talk, American Horse talk, you know. So the propaganda was really strong. So, you know, they never, I never get to talk to the senators. Never. And if I have, I was going to ask them, one, how come we're 97% unemployed on the Indian reservation, especially Pine Ridge Indian Reservation? Why? And if he says your tribal council, that's not my tribal council. That is your tribal council. All this IRA, BIA, they're from the branch of the War Department. And they all belong to that. See? And I said, if you have a Social Security, you're indigenous from the indigenous nation, and if you have a Social Security, you are subject under the United States federal government. You have nothing to do with the treaty or Indian affairs, Lakota affairs. Because by obtaining a Social Security, you just sold your sovereign rights away to the United States government. So you're no longer into the Lakota Nation. See? So receive your Social Security number, like I did, and few of us did. See? We received our Social Security. So that, therefore, I don't get no kind of income from the government. Nothing. Not a thing. Not from the welfare. Nothing. At all. See? So we're going to the true Republic of Lakota. See? And this is what happened at Fort Laramie. These are the things I wanted to ask them. And many more. The health. What they promised on the treaty, how come we don't see it? Where did it go? See? But I know where it went. Now I have a good idea where it went. It went into some of the relatives that work for these systems. They're into their pockets so they could live comfortably, not thinking about the people. See? These people, every time election come, they selected him, you know, they treat him like this, give him votes. When they want the votes, they don't care about the people. They care about themselves. See? And the reason why I'm voicing like this is 1998, back in 98, they selected me as one of the, what they call it, the headstone, the headsman of the Lakota, Dakota, Nakota nations at the sacred Sundance. And I took the oath to represent the people and those who cannot speak for themselves. See? Then again at the powwow in Porcupine. So I've been chosen 2 times. And that gives me the power and authority. The people's authority. See? So that is why, and they know, these people know, these Indian political people, these politicians, they know. That is why they don't want me to ask the questions to these senators. See? And if the United States government, he wants to do away with the IRA and the BIA, whoa, what a relief to me. You know? Then we're going to have to deal with the Secretary of the Interior. Maybe he'll serve us something, I don't know. You know, we don't know. But they have to recognize as a Lakota nation, you know. That's what they have to do. Otherwise, they push us towards the welfare system. We have roots. We don't belong to the welfare system. We have a land here, and we got roots here. We are the Lakota people, the Lakota nation, you know. So he needs to, either we do a new treaty, new contract, or fix that old one and repay everything to us. See? Like all the gold they took from the Black Hills. Homestead Mining Company wrote a book. And if you get that book, I forgot the name of the book, the title of the book. But in there it tells how much gold they gave us. See? So what happened to that?
So there's a schism between the members of the Lakota Nation who are within the system and those that are outside the system. I mean, that's why you were at Wounded Knee in '73. You were opposing what were known as the goons.
Mm-hmm. True. That's why I had to support American Indian movement, because American Indian movement woke us up and made us realize our rights. You know, I was a young man, very young man. So that's why I supported them. And I became of them. And I think like them. They said we need to know something. Russell Means says, if we feel lost and we don't know which way to turn, and everywhere the enemy around us, grab that chanupa and smoke. And the answer will come from the ancestors, he said. And those things work. They work. Now he's in the spirit world, maybe with, Crazy Horse, or I don't know who, But see, that is why many of us like me, there's still people like me out there, doing their work without a stipend or no fee. Whatever they sell, they make something they sell. Whatever they come, their own gas money, they go. See? And the other government Indians, BIA Indians I call them, they got a stipend check because they watch our funds. See? They have access to our funds, And they could have a meeting in Las Vegas and anywhere, see? And that need to be stopped right there, So, yeah, these things, at Fort Laramie, on the 150th anniversary, I want to talk to these senators about these things I'm speaking about, I want to tell them. But they knew I'm the third speaker on that list, but they knew, so they put me way back there when everybody left. And when I mean everybody, all the government officials left, and they want me to talk.
They didn't want you to stir it up.
Exactly. That's why they didn't want me to talk. So now, if you listen to this, and this is the report that's coming from me, what I experienced, So after that, I packed up and left. See? I left. Because what's the use of just having a meeting with my relative? Nothing. No. I wanted to, people like me, the headsman, we wanted to meet with these Washington officials. See? Hey, there's something wrong, we want to say. And this is how we want it, we want to say. Today, I could read and write and understand your laws of the English language. See? I said, these are the things, that's what happened in Fort Laramie. And I came back over here. I was going to get on a radio, but I have a lot of things to do around my house, Kili radio, yeah, I wanted to come on her, but I didn't call up there yet. But hopefully this gets on the YouTube soon enough, so people could they could watch this. And this is the report from me. I got phone calls, people asking me what happened, and this is what happened back then over there. See?
When was that?
April. This past April.
That was the photos you were sending me of the
exactly.
horse.
Yeah.
When people refer to you as a headman, tell us what that means.
Headsmen are like the senators. People put you there because you help people. You help without complaint. You give your last shirt on your back to the people. You do these things. Great deed. When they made me a headman, they gave me a feather. I earned a feather. I had 2 feathers before that, so that's my 3rd one, see? And that's the way, so I held the office of one of the headmans of the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota nations by Chief Leonard Crow Dog, see?
So if Leonard Crow Dog as chief is the president, you as headman and others are senators.
He doesn't want to be called president. He's the ambassador.
Ambassador. But you're also a medicine man. True. You're a healer.
Yeah.
And 1900 Lakota depend on your spiritual guidance.